Hello and welcome to another video. This time we're taking a walk around the historic Portuguese town of Óbidos, and as we queue up the obligatory train shot, you can spot a white and blue building just over the level crossing there. On the 15th of August 1808, the first skirmish of the Peninsular War took place between Britain and France, and this building served as a hospital treating both wounded French and British troops. Anyway, let's get going. So we are making our way to Obidos, which again, to any Portuguese viewers, apologies for my pronunciation. First thing you notice, massive medieval castle. We're going to go that way, I think. Obidos has seen its fair share of different civilizations over the centuries. The Celts were here, the Romans were here, the Phoenicians were here, the Visigoths, the Moors, and then in 1148 tradition has it that the first king of Portugal, Afonso Henriques, took it from the Moors, and I suppose it's been Portuguese ever since. Sometimes it's hard to know what to say about places. I'm not really a natural at this, but this is gorgeous. It is so quaint. I mean, I know we're walking past people's houses, but honestly, this is just breathtakingly beautiful. So, Mrs. Tim's Travels, you said it reminded you of
Stromness in Orkney, just all the
Yes.
quaint little streets,
Yes, so
but warmer.
like Stromness, but without the wind and rain and sea,
Yes.
but in other ways identical. The peace and quiet is then abruptly shattered by the arrival of the coach trips. All of a sudden, it's got incredibly busy. I think there is a coach trip here.
Loads of coach trips.
Loads of coach trips.
So all the buses are parked down
Ah,
the bottom.
well. Real tourists take the train. The Porta de Via is the town's main gateway, and notice it's a staggered gateway. This was to prevent a direct cavalry charge into the town during times of war. These blue and white azulejos tiles date from 1740, so there's a fair bit of history in this little place. There's a fair old bit of hustle and bustle in the narrow streets of Óbidos, many of the shops selling the local cherry liqueur called ginger. Can we go to the market? Come on a Sunday, Tim. It'll be quiet on a Sunday. Shows you what I know. The Igreja de Santa Maria is the town's main church. It was originally a Visigoth temple, then it was a mosque, and then in the 1100s it was turned into a church. Next, and it's time to climb the city walls. Now, these run around Obidos for about 1.5 kilometers. They're 13 meters high, so if you have mobility issues or are not good with heights or have children who like to run around, You might want to give this a miss. On the other hand, if you take care and watch your step, the views from up here are incredible. That's a proper castle, that, isn't it? Looks amazing. I think if you were to say to a kid, draw a castle, that's what they're going to draw. Anyway, the castle dates back to Roman times. It's got a Moorish layout, and then in the 12th century it was reconstructed by various Portuguese kings, and it's a hotel now. Hello.
It's not there.
Hello, you feeling the heat?
No, I should get an ice cream.
It's quite busy, but we found a nice little quiet spot again, haven't we?
Yes, for my decaf coffee.
And pastry.
Well, you've ordered it, so I don't know what's coming.
So having recharged our batteries with some sustenance, there was just one more thing that we wanted to see in Obidos.
So something else worth seeing in Obidos is the aqueduct, which was built in 1573, paid by Catherine of Austria. She was the wife of the Portuguese King João III, and it's about 3 kilometers long, and it was built to carry water to the people of Obidos, drinking water. And it's now a car park. So, I don't know, it's quite sad, I think, but it's a very impressive edifice. It survived the Lisbon earthquake of 1755, which was a huge earthquake that struck Lisbon, and there was a firestorm. It was terrible, but this survived. No aerated concrete. But you didn't hear that from me. Now, I know what some of you will be saying. You'll be saying it's a beautiful aqueduct, no doubt, but it's not a patch on the railway viaduct in Cullen. So visit on a Sunday, I thought. It will be quiet on a Sunday. Not a bit of it. We're here in September and it is absolutely heaving, which I can't complain about because I'm a tourist. Mrs. Tim's Travel's a tourist, so there's other tourists. We spoke to a lovely woman in a bookshop and she said it gets quiet between January and March, although it's a little bit cooler, she said. So maybe that's the time to visit. And when you live in Scotland, you know, a little bit cooler in Portugal is probably quite pleasant compared to midwinter in Scotland. But if you get to Portugal, if you're in Portugal, take a wee bit of time out and come and visit Óbidos, because it is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you like history and medieval things and narrow cobbled streets, this is the place to be. It's absolutely stunning. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm not really that good at doing these kind of walk around city toury things, but we've done our best, and look out for the next video. Bye.